Hey, this is your girl, Pinky! Pinky!
P-I-N-K-Y!
And it's time for Pinky's Entertainment, a YouTube channel providing pure fun, enjoyment, and laughter. Yup, you got that right. Pinky!
The P-I-N-K-Y show. Hey, it's your girl Pinky, P-I-N-K-Y, and I'm so fly. And today, Pink Panthers, we're going to talk about Southern Charm, okay? Now, if you guys don't know what Southern Charm is another reality show that's on Bravo. And it's basically about, like, grown-ups living in Charleston, and then you're seeing their everyday lives, what they do. You know, just basically another reality show, but this time it's in Charleston, and yeah. But if you guys follow me or subscribe to my other channel, The Pinky Show, you know how, like, recently I have been talking about Summer House, because Summer House Season 9 is currently on, and then, you know, and then you guys all know that Craig Conover and Paige DeSorbo, late last year, they broke up. But Southern Charm, they just ended, and Summer House is still on, but clearly on both shows, you can, like, well, okay, on Southern Charm, we didn't see the breakup, but at the end, but on the season finale of Southern Charm, he talked a little bit about. And then on Summer House, we're pretty much seeing it unfold on, like, their breakup. I mean, they haven't showed when Paige broke up, because, okay, so Paige made it seem like it was a mutual breakup, but Craig is like, nah, she broke up with me, didn't see this coming, yada yada yada. You know, you feel what I'm saying? So today we're talking about Southern Charm. I'm only going to talk about the reunions, because yeah, and because because on the Pinky Show, I'm talking about Summer House, and I'm doing 2 episodes per week, yada 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 yada. But we're going to talk about Southern Charm Season 10 Reunion Part 1, okay? Before I start this video, make sure you drop it like it's hot on that like button. Make sure you get low in the comment section. Make sure you shake it like it's on the subscribe button, and turn the post notification bell so you can know when my next video is going to be here, okay? Okay, but as you guys know that I am a small YouTuber, and your like, comment, share, subscribe means very important to me. And get me to the algorithm, and we can gain new Pink Panther subscribers. So please, guys, make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe, okay? And please, guys, tell a friend, to your mama, to your daddy, to your cousin, your sister, your brother, your family, your neighbor, all of that in general, okay? Let's get into it. Now, like I said, I'm only going to talk about Reunion Part 1, yeah. Okay. So this season, the cast was Craig, Madison, Vanita, Rodrigo, Taylor, Shep, Molly, Austin, Sally, JT, Leva, Ryan, Whitney, and Miss Patricia. Now, I'm going to talk about like not their storylines, but I'm going to pretty much talk about, like, the cast on Part 2, because I'm not gonna lie, Part 1 was a lot. Like, Part 1 was a lot of information / tea. Okay, so be prepared, bear with me. Okay, so as you guys know that Madison, she's pregnant with baby number 2. It's a girl. And Rodrigo is engaged to his fiance Tyler. Now, Andy was asking Craig questions about him and Paige, yada yada yada. So let's get into it. Now, so on the breakup, Craig basically said that he didn't see signs. He based on the relationship in private, meaning that he wasn't looking at what the public was saying. He was basing off the relationship on, like, when it was just the two of them, and how he felt like, oh, it's going well, we love each other, we're planning to get married, this is that and the third. Then Austin and Shep didn't hear the news from him. And then Paige broke up with him 2 days after Thanksgiving, while him and Austin was about to do a live show. Then I guess Paige asked him to buy her an engagement ring and asked him to move to New York. Now, if you guys know or been, like, following their relationship, so Craig and Paige, they've been together for 3 years, but of course they broke up. But probably probably like around their first year being together. Okay, so they were long distance. So Paige lives in New York, Craig lives in Charleston. Paige has made it clear she didn't want to live in Charleston. She don't like Charleston. Charleston is not her vibe. And Craig loves Charleston. Craig has been living in Charleston since he was in college. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, Craig wants to stay in Charleston. She wants to stay in New York. Now, the question was always like, oh my God, do you guys think that Paige should move to Charleston or Craig should move to New York? Almost a lot of people have said, Craig, you're going to have to move to New York, which I was one of them. I agree. I feel like Craig should move to New York with Paige. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, that has been, like, their ongoing, like, you know, like, this is at the third. You know what I'm saying? And he said, after breakup, she said, we'll talk about it. He didn't believe it was real. And he went to her apartment after Watch What Happens Live. And she said, I'm probably making the worst mistake of my life, but I need to go find myself. That sounds right. I think I believe that. But this is what he said. And I'm like, I don't think I believe that. He said, he asked her, what do you want me to do with your ring? And she said, well, keep it. Maybe we'll get married at BravoCon. Now, if you know Paige, okay, because I will be honest, I like Paige. Paige is one of my faves on Summer House. I love Paige. And I'm not gonna lie, okay, because I love Paige on Summer House. I follow her on Instagram. I watch Giggly Squad. I know Giggly Squad is a podcast that she has with her best friend Hannah Burner. Hannah used to be on Summer House. She's not on Summer House anymore. But anyway, I feel like I know Paige Phillip. I don't know her well personally, but it's kind of like when you follow somebody and you feel like you watch them on TV, you can kind of get their vibe, or you can kind of understand how she talks, what it sounds like she would say, yada, yada, yada. So when he said that, she said, well, keep the ring. You never know. We might be engaged at BravoCon. That don't sound right. First of all, if y'all don't know what BravoCon is, that's basically where usually probably like around like the end of the year, like all the Bravo celebrities, they go to like a certain place. I think they didn't do a BravoCon last year, but in 2023 they was in Las Vegas. But pretty much they choose a location where they have BravoCon, where all of the Bravo celebrities is going to be there. Paige doesn't seem like the type that would want her proposal engagement to be at BravoCon. And then she doesn't also seem like the type, she's pretty much telling you, oh, it's hard for you to buy me a ring now. She doesn't seem like that type. So when he said that, I'm like, that doesn't sound like her. But like I said, I don't know them personally. So maybe that's what she told him. But I don't think I necessarily believe that, because what the fudge? Like, what? So I was like, you know. And then she told him she announced their breakup on Giggly Squad, which she did. And then soon after, he said that she put his stuff on the porch. And she called him saying, I think we should break up. But he didn't believe it. He was in denial. Then the season finale. Okay, so the season finale, they showed where Craig went to, I think he went to Shep's house. But pretty much Shep and Austin was there. Craig went to Shep's house to talk to him and Austin about him and Paige's breakup. I didn't like how, to me, it felt rushed. It didn't feel like I felt like it was rushed, because it felt like we only heard his side of the story like in 2 seconds. It was very much rushed. It was very fast paced. But then again, if she broke up with him, you know, it's kind of like, what can you say? Because to him, he felt like, oh, we was about to get engaged. I'm about to move to New York. This came out of nowhere. Yada, yada, yada. But if you watch Summer House, you can kind of tell she was over it. Like, you can tell she was wanting to break up with him. In these episodes that we're watching currently, she's been talking to Sierra and she keeps on asking herself, should she break up with him? Should she not? Should she stay? Should she not? So, which I already told y'all on the Summer House videos that I've done, we're going to figure out the real tea on Summer House and Southern Charm. So I guess they rushed Craig, what he had to say, because he really wasn't saying anything. He was just basically in denial, and he felt like that they were about to get engaged and move in together. She just broke up with him out of nowhere. But like I said, on Summer House, it's making it very clear she's about to break up with him. So I don't know. But anyway, so Andy pretty much asked Craig why he didn't tell Austin. And Craig said that he didn't trust Austin to tell him about him and Paige. Then Vanita, she texted Paige. And then Craig feels like that Paige is different. He said he feels like she's different and liking and commenting mean stuff about him. Taylor gives Craig advice to say delete all the memories of her, photos, videos, etc. Craig asked Paige if she's dating someone else, and she said no, she's not. And then he said that she said, why you didn't try to get me back? And he says, I've been trying to get you back. And he said, that's not fair, she said. I think we made the best decision. I don't think Paige said that either, because Paige is the type, she's a Scorpio. And I'm not trying to bring zodiac signs into it, but she's a Scorpio. She's a water sign. But at the same time, she's feisty. Like, she kind of says when she breaks up with people or whatever, she's kind of like a dude. It's kind of like she breaks up with you and it's like, it is what it is. Or she seems like the type, she's like going to like be all aggressive like on the outside, but on the inside, she's really at home crying. This is at a third. But my thing is, Craig, like, if she broke up with him, I don't think she's going to text him and be like, well, why you didn't fight me? Like, try to get me back. But then again, I don't know. Some girls like that. But I don't know. I just feel like some things that Craig was saying, I'm not saying they weren't true. I just can't see Paige saying that. And especially, like I said, if you watch Summer House this season, you can kind of tell she's over it. So moving on. So Andy was like, okay, so Craig said all that part one, but he was going to ask him more questions about her in part two. So that was enough for Craig and Paige thing. Okay, then the reunion, Madison reveals her daughter named Teddy. She says, yeah, that's going to be her daughter's name. And then she said that she wants to have another boy. Madison versus JT. Craig versus Leva. Madison apologized to JT, but he dragged it out, meaning he accepted it, but still brought it back up. So it was like, what the heck? They were talking about Chef's behavior. Sienna versus Taylor. Taylor's opinion, yada, yada, yada. So if you watch this season, Chef was talking to another girl, Sienna. She's younger than him and all that. But this season, he kind of was in love with her, but you could tell she wasn't in love with him back. Like, it was one of the episodes, because, okay, so Sienna, she's from, and she lives in Bahamas. And, you know, the Southern Charm gang, their vacation, they went to the Bahamas. She pretty much ignored him, wasn't really hanging out with him, and when she did hang out with him, you could tell she wanted to be with his friends. She really didn't want to hang out with him. And Chef was just so hurt. Like, you could tell he really liked her, but she was not liking him back. It was just so cringy. And a lot of people was like, oh, this is his karma because he treated Taylor. Taylor's on the show to his ex-girlfriend. He cheated on her and pretty much treated her like crap. So a lot of people felt like Sienna was his karma. I'm not gonna lie, I think Sienna was his karma. But either way it goes, you don't want to see nobody heartbroken. Like, that's sad. Like, Heartbreak is literally is one of the worst feelings ever. So to see him heartbroken over her, that was very sad. He made it seem like they were dating. She made it seem like we never made it official. So meaning she made it seem like she didn't understand where his feelings were coming from, because she made it seem like she didn't know he liked her like that. And he looked at her like, what the fudge? And I don't know, it was just very weird. So of course Taylor, she's seeing all this because she's just like, what the fudge? But keep in mind, Taylor has a new boyfriend. Oh my god, we're gonna get to him. I think we didn't get to him until like part 2, but that's a whole lot of. But anyway, moving on. So then they were talking about Shep's cringy text to Sienna. And then Andy was asking the gang, was Sienna Shep karma? Then they went on to Shep and Molly. I feel like Shep needs to be with Molly. Molly is one of the new cast member, like the one of the new girls that joined this season. I like Molly. I really, really do. I think her and Shep would be an amazing couple. And then it kind of came out that they low-key slept together. I mean, they didn't say they slept together, but they hung. Because, okay, so the season finale, Madison and Ryan, they hosted a black tie event. And Shep and Molly were each other's dates. And she kissed him, they kissed, whatever. And they said they hung out afterwards. We all know what that means. And they hung out a few times after that. We know what that means. But they're not dating or anything. But I feel like they'll make a cute couple. That's just me. And like I said, they hung out after the party. That means Humpty Dumpty. Then JT and Vanita. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I don't understand. Okay, so JT and Vanita. When I watched the trailer for this season, I'm not gonna lie, I was very shocked that we was gonna get a JT and Vanita love storyline. I was not expecting that because last season she had a boyfriend, but I guess one of the episodes of this season, she said that her boyfriend broke up. He moved to New York to do Broadway, and he pretty much ghosted her. So yeah, and I guess her and JT, they became best friends. They became super close, and I guess in the midst of that, she caught feelings for him. Keep in mind, okay, let me just break down their storyline. Okay, so I just said that JT and Vanita, they got close. They're best friends, right? So she told Leva, like, okay, I think I'm starting to feel feelings for JT. And Leva kind of saw that coming. So Vanita and JT, so Vanita went to his house. You know, they're talking. They're just talking about everything, whatever. So she told JT that she has feelings for him. And he said he feels the same way, but then he revealed to her that he has a girlfriend. I'm sorry, what? He said, I feel the same way, but I can't do anything about it because I have a girlfriend. If you're best friends with someone, right? You didn't know he had a girlfriend? Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like if I'm calling you my best friend, right? Now, keep in mind, maybe JT and his girlfriend was keeping stuff private just between them. I understand that completely, right? But at the same time, does your girlfriend know you have a girl best friend? And then my thing is, if you know you have feelings for your girl best friend, why do you have a girlfriend? And why is your girl best friend just finding out that you have a girl? Make it make sense. Like, that does not make any, make it make sense. Like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? What? So then, Vanita, her feelings are hurt. But yet, she's still flirting with him. Make it make sense. They're still flirting with each other. If I have a crush on my guy best friend, and he just told me that he has a girlfriend, babes, I'm over you. What do you mean? We're good. If you and your girlfriend break up, okay, holla at me, and I'm gonna still figure out if I have feelings for you or not. But as soon as you tell me you have a girlfriend, I'm done. You're platonically just my best friend now. We're good. Like, I'm not gonna keep on flirting with you and make my feelings get stronger, and you just tell me you have a girlfriend. That's dead. So I guess with the trailer, so I guess a lot of the fans thought it was fake. It was a storyline. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I kind of thought that too. I'm like, okay, because Noah Fish, she's the only woman on the cast, and JT is white. So I'm like, okay, are they just doing this so they both can have a storyline? Or, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was fake too. Okay, so that's when they start talking about the relationship. So I guess after the show, him and Vanita started dating only for a month. They never did the Humpty Dumpty or none of that. But then come to find out, after I think the trailer or whatever, he go be on Instagram announcing he has a girlfriend. You announce it to Instagram you have a girlfriend? Is 2 plus 2 is not equal 4 in this equation. It's not making sense. 2 plus 2 in this equation equals to 10. Because what are we doing here? So they say they never had sex. Vanita was saying that they were taking it slow to figure out if this is what they were going to do or not. They had a weird timeline. So JT says Vanita knew that he had a girlfriend off camera, but was still pursuing her. Then she said she didn't know he had a girlfriend the whole time. He hid his girlfriend, aka he became an F-boy. But all last season, he was saying that Austin is an F-boy. He wanted to give Austin an F-boy exorcism. And then right after the premiere of the show, he announced his relationship on IG. Then Craig asked, was this the same girl the whole season? And he said yes, she's the same girl the whole season and the whole time. So again, I just told y'all in one of the episodes of this season, when Vanita said that she has feelings for him, he said he had a girlfriend. This was the same girl, I guess, after whatever, he announced her on IG. So meaning this is the same girl. But my thing is, the girlfriend is stupid too, because she's going after Vanita, all this, all that. You're stupid because you was with him during the season and then you're with him again. You're dumb too, because if you knew that JT played you, why are you still getting back together with him? You're dumb as well. So then it says the girlfriend was upset. Then Vanita breaks down the timeline. It still didn't make no goddamn sense. And then Vanita is grabbing her phone for receipts. And that was the end of part 1. Oh, and Leva is leaving the show. Their timeline didn't make any sense. It still doesn't make any sense. Once again, how I told y'all on Summer House, Sierra is looking dumb. I feel like on Southern Charm, Vanita is looking dumb. Like, I don't understand. Do I like JT? I don't like JT. I was giving him the benefit of the doubt this season. He actually grew on me this season. But then, after how he treated Vanita, yeah, I don't like him no more. We're good. On Watch What Happens Live. So this was when Austin, Craig, and Shep was on Watch What Happens Live. This was after reunion part 1. So Shep says that him and Molly are not dating. Craig and Austin might do a podcast comeback, Pillow and Beer. They might do a podcast to get together. I guess they were talking about how White Lotus, the show, they did a T-Rav imitation. If you don't know, T-Rav, he was on like the first few seasons of Southern Charm, but then I think he got fired or he left, something like that. Craig says that he's not watching Summer House. And he says that Craig was talking about... So Craig is talking about Sierra, Amanda, and Kyle. So Craig was friends with Kyle. And of course became friends with Amanda because Kyle and Amanda are married. And Sierra and Amanda, they're Paige best friends. And Craig was pretty much saying that he doesn't understand why all of them are coming after him, especially Sierra. Because if you guys have been watching Winter House, these past Summer House seasons where Paige and Craig were dating and Craig would visit and stuff, You can tell that him and Sierra formed a friendship. But Sierra she's been talking bad about Craig. And I understand she's going to have Paige's back because Paige is like her best friend. But I didn't understand that either because I'm like, dang, Sierra, you felt all this way and I thought you and Craig had a friendship. That's crazy. And Craig said that they made up a bunch of stories. And come to find out, Craig is dating a new person. I guess he has a new girlfriend, but in my head, I feel like they're just talking. Because ain't no way, you and Paige been broken up for 4 months, and you can tell he's still not over her, and you have a girlfriend. And Craig doesn't speak with Paige's family. Shep talked about Giggly Squad, but only to defend Craig. Because if you guys watched the Southern Charm after show, Shep was basically talking about Paige podcast, but on Watch What Happens Live, he was basically saying that he said all that because he was defending Craig. Craig says that he's not cool with Vanita because according to Vanita, she says she texted Paige. She feels like she's a little bit closer to Paige than to Craig. She said her and Craig are not really close. So Craig is saying that he's not cool with Vanita anymore. And Craig said that he returned the ring. And then Andy also, on Reunion Part 1, Andy was saying, one of the questions to Craig was, oh, why on Watch What Happens Live, when you was on the show December 12, 2024, he acted like that him and Paige were still together. And Craig was saying that he didn't say anything because he was still in denial. Like, he was thinking that him and Paige were going to get back together. I don't know, you guys. Comment down below what do you guys think. I'm about to do Southern Charm Reunion Part 2 after this. So comment down below what do you think of this. And comment down below, do you guys watch Southern Charm? Which side you on? Are you Team Craig? Are you Team Paige? And what did you think about this season of Southern Charm? Just talk. Like, let's talk. Let's gossip. But anyway, I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you like or dislike, thumbs up or thumbs down, comment. Please be patient, subscribe. Turn your post notification bell so you know when my next video is going to be here, okay? Follow the girl on Facebook at Pinky Pinky. That's Pinky space Pinky. And follow 2 of my Instagrams. One at Chosen Pinky and the other at PinkyBear00. And like my saying goes, let's smile, be your style. Don't worry, be happy, okay? This your girl Pinky, Pinky, and I'm so fine. Holla at your girl.
Hey, this is your girl, Pinky! 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 And it's time for Pinky's Entertainment, a YouTube channel providing pure fun, enjoyment, and laughter. Yup, you got that right.